2 years back, my sister had trouble with pregnancy. It was one of the saddest times for our family. As a biomedical engineer, I knew there was a way to help her and the millions of women like her. That is why I'm here, to introduce you to Welltwigs, a connected fertility monitor. Hi, I'm Murtaza, founder of Welltwigs, here with Mehul and Shabir. The reality is, today, women are waiting until later to start having kids. As a result, 1 in 5 women are having trouble right now getting pregnant. At-home solutions exist, but are extremely limiting. You have pregnancy tests, ovulation tests, basal thermometers, Fertility microscopes, and then there are websites that help you interpret those tests, and then you have to manually enter all this data into period trackers. Clearly, it's overwhelming. It's a huge part of your life. Even after spending hundreds of dollars on trying such products without success, the result is lost time and a feeling of frustration. Families are spending annually, just in the United States, over $4 billion. This is where Welltwigs comes in. Welltwigs is a mobile-based hardware solution that pinpoints a woman's fertile time using an easy self-diagnosis process and helps them get pregnant. It's a Bluetooth-enabled modular device that fits in the palm of your hand and comes with 2 sensors. Now let me show you how our solution works by taking the example of a user, Gloria. Switch to demo, please. Now, Gloria is a business professional. She, with her husband, Sam, has decided that they are ready for their first child. And instead of trying routine pregnancy products, they have decided to give Welltwigs a try. When Gloria first launches the app, she's taken through a registration process where we collect data to establish a baseline for her reproductive health. On the home screen, she is greeted by a timeline view that shows her fertility status for today. She can then get a snapshot of her entire menstrual cycle on the calendar view. Then she can use the log menu to manually enter data about her menstrual health. And this is how traditional solutions make you manually enter data into their systems. But this is where Welltwigs takes a big step further with our integrated hardware. We track 2 key parameters related to fertility: basal body temperature and ovulation hormones. Let me show you how Gloria can use the first sensor, thermotwig, to measure her basal body temperature. She attaches the thermotwig to the base. The app automatically detects that the sensor was connected. When she presses the button, the app gets the measured value from the hardware as displayed on the screen. Now, what happens in the background is the algorithm combines this data with historical data and predicts if it's a fertile time for Gloria. And it shows normal temperature. Shabir, you're not ovulating today. After a few days, Gloria gets a notification that it's time for her to check for her fertility hormones. And this is done using the second sensor, LabTwig. Gloria attaches LabTwig to the base, takes a disposable test strip, and inserts it into the port. Then, now this is a urine test, so Gloria has to dip this in urine. Now, the algorithm that combines data from these 2 sensors has been developed under the guidance of Head of Reproductive Health from Mayo Clinic. Conveniently for Sam, once the cycle is complete, he doesn't have to go out to get a pregnancy test. Our solution can also detect if Gloria is pregnant. Switch to the slides, please. Now, this combination of hardware and software application makes Welltwigs the most comprehensive get pregnant solution in the market today. No more lost time, no more frustrations. Our app will be available for free and can be used without the hardware. The hardware will be sold direct to consumer for $249. You get a base, 2 sensors, and 3-month supply of test strips. The vision of Welltwigs is to become a comprehensive tool for women's health. With our app, with our sensors, and our future sensors, we want to be with women when they are planning to conceive all the way post-pregnancy. Now, we have some really exciting news for you today. We are launching our free app today, and it's called Fertility Monitor by Welltwigs. Go give it a try. Also, you can request beta access to our hardware on our website. Please sign up. Thank you.
Judges.
Do you guys want to start, or should we?
Smarter than that. That was a trick question.
Okay, so first of all, I know a lot about this subject, and $249 is expensive. When you talk about a $4 billion fertility market, you're really talking, you're kind of the end of the line. Like, this is when people are starting to go into crazy time, because they can go to the pharmacy and they can do a lot of other things that are really much simpler. So how do you think you're going to get at this market? And when there's a lot of stuff out there, there's a lot of tracking apps that really give people, women are on a normal cycle, they know when their body temperature spikes, it is cyclical. So how do you think you're going to get at this market with a very expensive product?
Yeah, so first of all, we don't think it's expensive. The best solution in the market right now is $249, and it can only track fertility hormones, ovulation. Our solution can track temperature, which is also a key parameter of fertility, and you're also going to need a pregnancy test. Our solution is a total kit that helps you get pregnant, planning the pregnancy and detecting pregnancy. Now, if you want to try the out there solutions, you have to figure out, okay, when am I going to run my pregnancy test? When am I going to run my ovulation test? What does the chart on the temperature mean? Now, there are apps that let you do that, but there is not a single solution that is hardware integrated for both the key parameters of fertility.
Sorry, so I actually know much less about this, but just so I understand and what this looks like. So endpoint of the process, and then the two things that the hardware really does is it takes your temperature and it tells you if you're pregnant.
No, it takes temperature, and then it can also detect if you are going to ovulate in the next 24 to 48 hours. So it predicts when you're going to ovulate.
Got it. And there are existing solutions out there that do this already, I assume.
Yes, those are direct-to-market, non-smartphone based, and you have to figure out when you run the test. It's all about the timing. Women have cycles that go high and low, and you have to know when you should be running those tests.
And so what's your go-to-market strategy? Are you going just direct to consumers?
Yep. Our strategy is direct to consumer, sold in online marketplaces and retail outlets. We are also exploring OBGYN type referral channels, but pregnancy test supplies are usually a direct to consumer, so that's probably the way.
And so you said you're going into beta, so I assume there's people using the product already?
No, we are not. So this is a medical device. It's a Class 2 FDA approvable medical device, so we cannot go into beta before we do the proper paperwork. And
you are FDA approved?
No, we are not. We have to be able to ready before we can start beta testing it.
Okay, so that's several years for FDA approval, correct?
Not really. So this product falls into 510K category, which is does not need a clinical trial to be able to be used by users.
So what's the timing like on that?
So a timeline right now, we launched the free app. It has the algorithm. The hardware we are piloting this fall. Once we have the pilot, early next year, we are hoping to go into production.
So just on that, is the free app meant to be kind of a customer acquisition vehicle for the hardware? And do you consider yourselves a hardware company that uses the software to sort of acquire and retain customers? Or how do you think about that dynamic?
Yeah, so we see ourselves as women's health company with primary focus initially on helping women get pregnant. Whatever tools, sensors, software is needed, we'll develop those.
Right, but just in terms of your current software and hardware, how do you see the interplay of those two elements here? Like, is the primary revenue driver the hardware and the software is the hook? Is it? Yep. How do those things come together?
Yeah, so our revenue model is from making money out of the hardware. So there are all these app-only solutions that are struggling with revenue because they are selling the premium app for free. And for us, we can give a premium app for free, but we are generating revenue from the app, from the hardware.
So just one other thing. Can you talk a little bit about the competitive environment with some of the stuff like Glow, et cetera? And then just one question, how many women work at the company?
So, one.
I love that you asked that.
And what does she do?
Yep.
I was waiting for it.
Three dudes working on women's health, right? That was bound to be there.
So what does she do at the company?
Yeah, so our medical advisor is a woman. She's the head of reproductive health from Mayo Clinic.
Got it. Okay. And she's not full-time, though. She's an advisor.
No, she's...
Got it.
medical advisor.
So just talk a little bit about the competitive landscape as well.
Yeah, competitive landscape. So there are two types of competitors. Traditional competition, so non-smartphone based, you take test strips and do those. And those are not non-smartphone, so they don't have advanced user interface that can engage users and increase compliance. Then there are these emerging apps, data-based apps that don't have hardware but rely on you to feed the data and help you get pregnant. Ours is a hybrid approach where you have hardware working with the app, so you increase compliance because the user engagement goes high. We make it easy for you to log data into the system.
Can you talk a little bit more about the team's background, and does anyone on the team have hardware experience?
Yeah, so my background is medical devices. I worked for 7 years at world's largest medical device manufacturer, Medtronic, developing implantable medical devices. And I have expertise in FDA-approved product development, vendor management, and hardware development. So that's my background. Mehul and Shabir.
So hi, yeah, I'm Shabir, and I'm a software engineer, and I work on cloud-based apps. I worked on cloud-based apps as well as iOS apps. So I also worked for AOL before, and worked on MapQuest app.
I'm Mehul, and I usually work on project management, the product design, development, and the entire sprint allocation and all that.
And any last quick questions?
Yeah, I'm going to give you a piece of advice, unsolicited, of course, in the spirit of Joanne Wilson. So here's my advice to you. You go partner with a fertility clinic, and you get people, they're going to sell your device to people, and then you have to prove that they're getting a higher percentage of pregnancy based on this, because I think you're in a huge uphill battle trying to go direct to consumer. You can put it out there because it's not going to cost you anything to have the app, but you've got to do this through partnership, and you've got to go in through fertility clinics.
Yeah, business development is something that we need to explore and something that would be really valuable for us. Thank you for the advice.
All right. Great job, you guys. That was Welltwigs.
Thank you.
Thank you.